Start drinking some more.
Drunk on stage.
I deserve to get drunk.
And smoke.
Well, you know what? Make it a double. She wants to fuck tonight.
Who wants smoke?
Liquor taps into his emotion.
But I wanted to do real rap stuff with my
And he
friends.
says it when he's drunk.
Who wants smoke?
Start drinking some more.
If you're gonna drink, just be careful, you guys. You know, against.
Drunk on stage.
I deserve to get drunk. I was performing at the bar.
Liquor taps into his emotion.
Here, have another drink.
He smoked
Free drinks. Come on. Pissing off the management and
Start drinking some more.
Drunk on stage.
I want to whip his behind. That's what I want to do right now. If I thought they wouldn't take me to jail, I'd whip his behind right now.
It all started at his mother's townhouse. Letarian says he took the car keys and hopped into his grandmother's Dodge Durango.
I took my drummer car because I got mad at my mom, and then I saw him had my friend come in, and he smoked with cigarettes.
He started the vehicle and put it into gear.
I yanked the thing.
We got the one call that I told you about of the driver in the vehicle who looked too short to be able to see over the steering wheel.
Along the way, he ran over 2 mailboxes, hit 2 parked cars in a Costco parking lot, and struck 2 moving cars near Walmart.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things, to drive into a car. But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Bitch, I got an op exterminator. Who wants smoke? Twist ass boy. What you trying to do?
Drunk on stage.
Bitch.
Drunk on stage.
I deserve to get drunk.
I yanked the thing.
Girls get drunk, man. And he says it when he's drunk.
He smoked with cigarettes.
Start drinking some
Who
more.
wants smoke?
If you're gonna drink, just be careful, you guys. You know, against some of you can handle it. I got kicked out of a bar. I deserve to get drunk. I was performing at the bar.
That liquor taps into his emotion.
Here, have another drink. Give me free drinks.
Who wants smoke?
Pissing off the management and
Start drinking some more.
Drunk on stage.
I deserve to get drunk.
And smoke.
Well, you know what? Make it a double. She wants to fuck tonight.
Who wants smoke?
Liquor taps into his emotion.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my
And he
friend.
says it when he's drunk.
Who wants smoke?
Start drinking some more.
If you're gonna drink, just be careful, you guys. You know, against.
Drunk on stage.
I deserve to get drunk. I was performing at the bar.
Liquor taps into his emotion.
Here, have another drink.
He smoked
Free
with
drinks.
cigarettes.
Come on. Pissing off the management and
What you
Start
trying
drinking
to
some
do?
more.
Drunk on stage.
Bitch.
I want to whip his behind. That's what I want to do right now. If I thought they wouldn't take me to jail, I'd whip his behind right now.
It all started at his mother's townhouse. Letarian says he took the car keys and hopped into his grandmother's Dodge Durango.
I took my drummer car because I got mad at my mom, and then I saw him had my friend come in, and he smoked with cigarettes.
He started the vehicle and put it into gear.
I yanked the thing.
We got the one call that I told you about of the driver in the vehicle who looked too short to be able to see over the steering wheel.
Along the way, he ran over 2 mailboxes, hit 2 parked cars in a Costco parking lot, and struck 2 moving cars near Walmart.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things, to drive into a car. But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Bitch, I got an op exterminator. Who wants smoke? Twist ass boy. What you trying to do?
Drunk on stage.
Bitch.
Drunk on stage.
I
Back
deserve to get drunk.
I yanked the thing.
Girls get drunk, man. And he says that when he's drunk,
And he smoked with
they start drinking some
Who
more.
wants smoke?
If you're gonna drink, just be careful, you guys. Against somebody you can handle. And I got kicked out of a bar. I was performing at the bar.
That liquor taps into his emotions.
Have another drink. Giving me free drinks.
Who wants smoke?
Like, woo! Pissing off the management and
Start drinking some more.
Drunk on stage.
I deserve to get drunk.
And smoke some weed.
In the game. Yeah. Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of A Drunken Night Out. I'm your host, Ken Hamlet, and we're having a very good evening. Drinking some tequila. I put it in a Sprite bottle so my wife didn't know I was drinking. I'm pretty sure she knows that I'm drinking, y'all. For the people that don't know how the show works, though, it's a podcast and a live comedy show, and so we mixed it, and made it work for online. For the people that are interested in the podcast, just to hear the stories, go check us out everywhere: Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, literally wherever podcasts are available. Check us out, A Drunken Night Out, and also please download it, review. Because we're pulling up on 10,000 downloads, so that's a big number there for me. And I'm excited about that. So tell your friends about it. We're pulling up on 10,000. But this episode tonight is a very I'm excited. Two comics that I've enjoyed watching on stage, and then very, 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 very funny folks and people that I thought would be great for the show. One of them was drunk as fuck and high as fuck, super high on the show that I had them on, and showed me new drugs, new versions of weed that I didn't even know existed. So I'm excited. The other comic I've seen in Chicago a bunch of times and never ceases to amaze me. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. Also, if you want to see these comics talk about whatever topics you want them to talk about at the end, type it down in the comments on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching. But we're going to get into it. The first comic that I'm bringing up is a comic out of Chicago. Very, very funny dude. I've enjoyed watching him each time that I've seen him. St. James Jackson, y'all, show some love.
Yay, swag. Well, hey, thank you for having me. Glad to be here. It's interesting because I had a long story I wanted to say, but I thought to go shorter. Two short ones. One short one kind of long one, but they're both funny. Funny-ish. The second one's funnier. I don't know what it's titled.
All right, you just want to set people. You don't want to get them too excited. That's right. Just
First one, quick one. High school.
All right. Wait. Before we get into St. James, before we get into the stories, I want to let the people know where they can find you at. You got to tell them where they can find you and stuff before we even get into it.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Life of St. James. You can find me on YouTube at probably St. James Jackson. Unfortunately, you can find me at TikTok at Life of St. James. and I don't have a Twitter because I was trying not to get canceled. Just plan ahead. Get out that one. JK. But I don't have a Twitter. Not my thing. But Instagram for sure. YouTube and I guess TikTok. Yeah. And you can, when life opens back up, you can find me all throughout Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Telling jokes.
All right, man. So you seem interested. I usually ask a couple of little prep questions, but you're ready to go, man. You got the
that's prep questions. I'm just nervous. This is nerves. Don't let this smile fool you. I'm nervous.
All right. I was like, man, you came in with the condom on, like you was just like, hey, no funny business. Let's get to it. I don't even. All right, man. What?
I would say, how when you have sex for the first time, you just pretend like you know what you're doing. Hey, yeah, just lay down, take your pants off, just get comfortable. You be out here shaking and stuff. Hopefully, you get hard and stuff. All right, that's just me. Never mind. Keep going.
So y'all just got to you got to hear not only drunk stories but also virginity origin story. Like that's we're opening up the floodgates right now. All right, what's your relationship with drinking? When did you start drinking? Also, what do you enjoy more, drinking or smoking?
Oh man, that's a good question because now I'm at this age where it fluctuates. I'm at right
Okay.
now. I smoke a lot just because I don't have a job and it's just easier to smoke. But when it's just easier to smoke, man. Because here's the thing: you can be high all day and kind of be productive, but if you don't got a job and you start drinking, you fucked up. There's no way around that shit. You can't be like, yeah,
All
nigga,
right.
I got wasted for comedy reasons. Nah, nigga, you just got wasted. At least when I'm high and watching Disney, I'm like, well, maybe I could write something like SpongeBob one day, just. But
That's fair.
it fluctuates. I like smoking a lot, but when comedy starts back, I do like to drink a little bit more. But I don't like to drink by myself. I like to drink. I'm a social drinker. I like to be around people, so I can't be around people. So I've been not drinking as much, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. But yeah. I'm trying to get some cocaine. Is what I'm trying to do. I just don't have any money right now. If I'm being honest with you, cocaine is my move.
Hey, man, yeah.
I can't do it. I can't afford it.
I'm afraid of cocaine. I don't know. I got an addictive personality, so I just don't think it's a good fit for me. I don't think it's a good fit. Yeah.
See, I get that. I got a lazy personality, so I'm like, maybe if I get some of that cocaine in my life, I'm like, yeah.
Like I might get off this couch if I got some cocaine. I might get off.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that's my plan. I have done, if we're talking about drugs, I have done acid 3 times in the pandemic. I've never done acid before. So for some reason I went from 0 to 3.
3 fast.
And 6 months, not even like a 4-month span. And that shit is a game changer. Let me tell you this shit. Here's the problem. Here's what they don't tell you about acid. You can't take shit seriously. Acid makes you get in your emotion, right? I was doing acid with one of my friends, one of my best friends. Fuck, I don't want to describe him too much because I know people who know. I don't want to. Fuck it. I'm doing it with one of my friends, right? Here's the thing. He has a funny looking face, right? Very funny. So we have 2 different trips. He's tripping on acid and he starts like bawling, right? Crying, like super emotional. He's like really giving me everything he has. Just letting, we're like having like a moment, right? Problem is I'm tripping on acid, right? So this nigga is bawling out and I'm trying to like just crying his eyes out. And I'm trying my hardest not to laugh. I mean, my hardest not to laugh in this nigga's face. I'm like, you can't laugh. And he's like, everybody I know's gone. I have no friends in my life. And I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, don't laugh. It's not a laughing time. It's not because I didn't care. He looks like a fucking lion right now. Like he look like he has a mane and shit. I'm like, oh man. Why is Mufasa talking to me like this? It was awful. It was really bad.
Like this movie is way more sad in person.
I was tripping balls, man. And it felt, but to be fair, if I'm being honest, right after it, when he came down, I started to cry. So if I'm being honest, I started to bawl my eyes out. So you probably like, what is this black nigga, African nigga crying about? So yeah. That's what I've been doing with my life.
All right, man. So I've been on this. If the people that have been really fucking with the show for a long time, that I've been weighing whether or not I would try acid, and now you have just brought me down a notch further away from trying acid. Like I
feel bad.
I don't want.
I'm be honest with you. And here's the thing: I talked a lot of shit about doing the cocaine and shit. I'm actually a Christian boy. I don't do that many drugs. I was afraid of acid for a long time. My life, the pandemic happened, comedy died. I, mentally broke down the shit. You get that. Okay. I tried it, and I'll be honest with you, it's a great drug. It's my favorite drug for sure because it makes you face your demons, and that's not a bad thing. You would think it is, but it's not. Sometimes it makes you get emotional. It makes you talk about some shit you don't want to talk about. Like, I'll be honest with you, when I'm doing acid for the first few hours, I'm sorry, somebody called me. I hung up real quick. When I did acid for the first few hours, I was like just having a good time and shit, just having a great time. And then the acid, I swear to you, it pulled me by my shirt like it was my dad. It's like, nigga, let's talk about your life. I was like, I don't want it. It's like, nigga, we don't talk about your life right now. And then I talk
damn.
about my life. And I'm so sorry. Somebody keeps calling me. They won't take a hint. Yeah. So yeah, just did some acid, and I hope my parents don't see this podcast. I really hope.
I'm gonna send it to them in the mail. I'm gonna send
Oh
it
my
to
gosh.
the
Yeah.
DVD version. Yeah.
Have you done mushrooms?
So I'm now at this point. So mushrooms and acid have been the two things that I've been weighing pros and cons. And a lot of people have put me on to like the micro dosing for mushrooms, and I plan on. So our local drug addict here has booed me for wanting to microdose.
Fuck that.
I think microdosing would be fine. Like I'm comfortable with microdosing. I want to try that first because I just started smoking weed again and like heavy, and so
find me a chick that likes micro dick, and I will tell you to microdose. Come on.
All right, bro. I'm about to be on the internet tomorrow.
Mike.
I'm just gonna take a little one. No, come on.
Nah, man. I got too high the other day, and that shit scared me. I was like, I don't like this. Like when you're drunk, you can control it. Like even when you get blackout drunk, you can kind of control what's going on. When you get too high, like you're just there for it. And I don't like that. I don't like not being in the control at all.
See, but here's the problem with me, and maybe I'm a stereotypical smoker, but when I get too high, like you, I can't, like, I feel like I'm not in control. I agree. But the problem is when I get too drunk, I'm the opposite. I'm aggressive. Not all the time, but every now and then it's a dark side that comes out where I'm like, one time, unfortunately,
we don't need no Me Too stories, man. We don't need that for the show. Hey, now we're not gonna get the show canceled.
Oh my gosh. All right, never mind. You called me. Thank you. I was taking all shit.
Look, I just saved his career right now.
Oh my god. I can't. All right. This is a good okay.
Oh man.
Go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
All right, man. Let's get into the stories, man. Let's get into the stories. The first the crazy, what's the first crazy story that you want to tell us? People want to know.
Well, this one, real quick, it's funny. It was high school. First time I ever got drunk. I thought that'd be a little cute one for y'all. I got drunk. And it was me and some of my Hispanic homies, which was my mistake number one. Don't drink with Mexican niggas off top. They just date on a different level. Not to be racist, but it's the truth. So I'm drinking with my Hispanic buddies. and they're drinking like they got like Jack and shit. Like this is like a bottle of Jack, not beers. They got 4 Locos and beers. You know, it's high school, so they got 4 Locos. They stole the Jack from their dad. Which, you know, if you know drinking as a kid, that's just too much. There's too much different type of alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking the 4 Locos. I'm drinking them. I'm drunk. We get to like the last bottom of like, I don't know whether it's like a fifth, whatever the huge thing of Jack is, right? I think it's a fifth or a pint, whatever that shit is. And it has to be like, I don't know if people, so if you can't see it, it has to be like 4 swallows left of Jack, right? My friend's like, take it to the head. I'm like, what? Everybody's like, take it to the head, man. Don't be a pussy about this shit. I'm like, huh? Take it. So I'm like, fuck you. I take that shit. Go. Blackout. Don't remember shit. Literally, let's go. Blackout.
First time drinking, you did that. That was first time you ever drank. That was your decision. You were like, I'm going to take
because I was in that weird phase where I was like, I was in high school and I was in this weird phase. I was always all or nothing. So I was for a long time because this was also like when I was 17. So this is kind of late because them niggas were drinking at like 15, 16. So I was like, I might have been 18. I'm not even sure. 17, 18. So I was a little bit late. They've been drinking for a while. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get drunk and I'm going to get drunk. So I swallowed it, blackout. The next thing I remember is I'm coming to with them knocking. Well, I'm like fading into them with them knocking on my grandma. I lived with my grandma at the time, my grandma's door, right? I'm really still like phased out here and thing. My uncle at the time, what am I saying? who was like my father at the time. That's what I was trying to say. I remember him going, and he, you know, my grandma's a Christian lady, right? She owns a church and shit. She kind of didn't know what was happening. She just thought my friends would bring me home late. You know, maybe I fucked up my leg or some shit. My uncle comes and he knows I'm drunk. He's like, "Hey boy, get in here," right? And I always think the story is funny because I'm out of it. And the only reason I woke up was because low key out of fear, you know, black family. I knew you were gonna beat my brains in. So he was like, "Hey boy, get in here." I like came to, snapped to, and completely became sober. This ain't nothing but 2 hours, a 2 hour difference. And I mean, sober up, walked in the room, walked in the house, fell asleep, right? And that was it. And then woke up the next day. But here's the funny part about it. Me and my friends joke about it because they always give me so much shit. Because they're like, dude, we had to carry you down the stairs, get you in the car, get you to your grandma's house, carry you up the stairs. And then your uncle came out and then you just woke up like you were sober and walked in the room. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just got scared. They're like, dude, do you remember what happened? I'm like, no, I definitely don't remember. They're like, dude, after you got drunk, you pulled down your pants. You tried to shit in the guitar case. You tried to fuck a dog. I'm like, what? What is happening? What is happening? What? This can't be me. They're like, well, you didn't try to fuck the dog, but you was sleeping with the dog naked after you tried to shit in Danny's guitar case.
Wait a second. You got naked for what reason?
I guess they said this. They said I tried to shit, and I guess I couldn't shit, or they got me to the toilet. And then after that, I just didn't want to put my pants back on, so I went to sleep in the bed, and the dogs.
You one of those kids that you got to take your pants off completely and hang them up over the thing.
I don't know, man. I guess I'm like, fuck it. If I'm, you know, if my pants are this low, mine will take them off.
Hey.
And then I guess after I was sleeping with the dog naked, they're like, that's when we decided to take you home. And then they're like, the whole time we had to pick you up, carry you down 3 flights of stairs, get you in a car, drive you, get you up a flight of stairs, knock on the door. We're holding you up. You're not holding your weight at all. And then your uncle comes out, and out of nowhere, you just become sober and walk in the house. I'm like, hey man, that's what a black dad would do for you when it comes to getting the ass beat. What is the pint of Jack to me over that ass beat? I'm like, fuck it, I'm sober now. I did my damage.
You're like, hey man, sorry about your dog, but I gotta go inside, man.
You still talk to the dog?
What'd you say?
I asked if you still talk to the dog.
Oh, not recently, but after, yeah, a few times. We wasn't as cool.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you was on shit that night, man. I don't know.
And the dog with the "you up" text.
Oh shit! Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just want to give a special shout out to our sponsors, PETA, right now for the show. PETA, thank you for.
Oh, you funny. I thought you. Oh my god, that's.
No, I'm kidding, bro.
For 2 seconds,
I thought it was like a pita bread company for a second. I was like, I was sponsored by like pita chips. Nice. That's a come up.
Mike is a fat kid forever, bro. Mike was like, pita chips. I love pita chips.
I said, how many white women watch this show? You sponsored by PETA? That's decent.
We about to get 100 more downloads on this episode just because the PETA's shout out. Oh man, yeah, that's a wild first time drinking. That's probably one of my favorites. In the podcast, when I do like just the podcast, you come to the studio, record. It's literally a first time drinking, and that's one of my favorites. I think that's got to be one of my favorites. The other favorite is Bella Dillman, and she had a sexual encounter with her friend. Well, the first time she drank, and that was her first lesbian experience. So that's yeah. You can't beat that. It's hard to beat that.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, you had a bestiality experience, so like that's.
Oh my God. I set myself up for that one. That's on me.
Oh man. All right, St. James. What's your other story? We got time for one more.
Okay. I'll make this one quick. Doing the show, right? Doing the show, after the show, hanging out with these two people. They was real cool. Got drunk. It was middle-aged white people, right? Middle-aged white man, white lady, probably like mid-40s, like 45 or some shit like that. At the time, I had to be like 21, 22. Get drunk with them, blah, blah, blah. The dude, like, at the end of the night, like, hey, you wanna come back to the crib? Me and my girl would love to hang with you. In the moment, I was like, He like, you wanna, come back to the crib? Me and my girl wanna hang with you. And I was like, like a little bitch. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna pass. And then at least I walked out. And I told my friend about this. At least my friend comic overheard. It was a female, actually. A female comic overheard. And she was like, what are you doing? I think they want to fuck you. I was like, you sure? She was like, they want to fuck you. I was like, I don't know. I don't trust old white man trying to get me back to their house. Sounds like some creepy shit. It does. I didn't think, I'll be honest, didn't even think fucking. I really thought murder. But that's where my mind was.
I got murdered.
I thought he wanted to murder me. I thought he liked my comedy and wanted to murder me. I don't know why I thought that. That's what I thought.
He wanted you to murder his wife's pussy.
So I call an Uber to an open mic, right? For some reason, did a good show, went to an open mic. That's a comedian, right? So halfway to the open mic, something hit me. I'm like, dude, I thought about it. I was like, oh shit, he definitely wanted to watch me fuck his wife. What am I doing, right? I'm like, this could be my time to do a porn star. What am I doing? So I'm trying to tell my Uber driver to turn around. He's not going to turn around. He refuses to turn around. And rightfully so. So I get out the Uber. I run back like a mile, right? I'm 21. It ain't nothing crazy for some pussy, right? Run back, get back to the bar. Everybody's gone. All of them gone, right? So I'm like, fuck it. Shit happens. I'm not gonna lie to you, kind of sad, very drunk, and very horny, right? So I do the only thing you can do in that situation. I go to a Taco Bell, right? I go to the Taco Bell.
Wait a second. That's not the only thing you can do at that moment, right?
I had so many other answers.
There are several other options.
The only thing you could do. That sounds like what I would say. Taco Bell? What, are you gonna fuck a gordita? Like,
depression was on your ass, bro. The only thing I could do.
Yo, stand up. Are you like 400 pounds? What do you mean that's the only option?
You just got a good neck.
Like
that's it.
From here up, yeah.
Oh shit! Oh my gosh! Oh no, I'm not. I'm actually in good shape. But here's the thing: when you're drunk and horny, Taco Bell, I don't care what you say, it be smacking, bro. Honestly, you don't need to have a hard dick for Taco Bell, but it helps.
Hey, people, watch out. If you go to Taco Bell, you see St. James, just let him sit at his table alone. Just don't ask him to get up.
That is not a churro that he is holding.
Oh, are you happy to see me, or is that a taquito in your pocket, St. James?
Oh my god! Holy fuck! Oh shit! This is holy fuck! I haven't had this much fun in a while. So I go to Taco Bell, unfortunately, and guess who I meet at the Taco Bell? I meet these old white niggas there, right? So meet them niggas. See? How do you feel now? So I meet these.
I'm just going to Taco Bell now.
And we all drunk and blah blah blah. Meet them, pick up right where we left off, right? Having a good time, doing shit. They're buying all my food, which I don't know what it is about old white people in Lincoln Park. Love buying my food. I'm not gonna stop them. Reparations. Buying my food. I mean, it's Taco Bell. I don't even know if that's reparations. It's like $10, but still. So, but they also got all my drinks. Matt, so you gotta give them credit. So we walking back to the It even got weird. His girl started holding my hand and shit, right? So I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be crazy, right? So we get back, we like a block away from their crib. They tell me that, right? So I'm like, oh shit, this shit might actually happen. So I'm brainstorming, like, fuck, maybe spill some wine on your pants, pull out your dick, whatever you can do. Just some porn ass, I'm 21, nigga. Whatever scene, I've only seen porn at this time. I have not been in this situation. So that's my plan. We get to their crib, and it's like in the middle of Lincoln Park, get in their crib. It's a stupid nice crib. Might be the nicest place I've ever been to, right? So this is when the nigga comes out of me. I'm like, man, maybe instead of fucking these niggas, I could rob them. You know what I'm saying?
Why not do both? Like you could have just fucked him to sleep and then robbed him.
See, that's a mature
his dick got hard for the stuff he could steal.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. See, I didn't think like that. I was 21. It was fucking or robbing. You couldn't do both at the time. You had to do one or the other. I didn't have that mental capacity to do two things at once at that time.
That's fair. You were gonna fall asleep after you fucked. You was gonna get comfortable.
Oh shit. So we're at the crib, we drinking, we smoking. And not to make this too long story short, the night gets it starts to get later and later, and nothing happens. And and I low-key pussy out. I don't push at all, and nothing happens, right? Which sound like a bad ending to the story, which it is, right? But here's the thing, it's an awful ending. It really is. Awful ending. I end up running into that lady a few months. We kept in contact, at least with the girl on Facebook, right? But never hit it up. Ran into that bitch at a bar 2-3 months later, right? Talked to her, blah blah. Ended up walking back to her crib, and I was, we drinking and shit. So I actually ended up shooting my shot this time. I was like, hey, this is gonna sound mad creepy, right? But when I met you and your guy, I thought you wanted to fuck me. And she was like, we did. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, we wanted to fuck you. I'm like, then why didn't we fuck? She's like, well, the first night is a filling out process because we want to make sure you don't rob us or kill us or some shit like that. I was like, that's smart. That's a smart move right there. I can't even stunt. That's pretty smart. And I was like, so she's like, so what? Why didn't we fuck? She's like, well, we liked you and everything, but we ended up leaving the city next day. We had to come to God moment, and we stopped doing that type of shit. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, after we did it so many times, we felt bad fucking young black guys. I was like, first of all, what? She's like, yeah, we stopped doing it, and I'm sorry for leading you on. And it's the first time I almost punched a white lady in her mouth. I swear to God, I almost stumped that bitch throat down. I almost stumped her teeth down her throat. But I was like, I'm in Lincoln Park. I'm not gonna get away with this shit. I'm not OJ. But I was gonna stump that bitch face in. And that's the story. I hope that was funny.
Funny as shit. Oh.
First of all, I felt used. She said we want to stop fucking young black guys. What? Why stop with me? What did I do for y'all to stop on this number? Why y'all could stop a few numbers after this guy? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Damn, you fucked that up for a lot of people right there. There's a lot of people
look what you did. Look what you did. They were fine with it until you. She already said, we've been doing it a long time. And then we had a come to God moment. What'd you do, St. James? What did you do to make them come to God?
Oh my God.
It's because he came up with that energy like he was going
up a storm.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. They must have felt it. They must have felt the prayer for my grandma on top of me. They just knew. My grandma, at this time I was still living with my grandma. She prayed every time I left the house. They must have felt that shit. They felt the energy around me.
If you how sometimes you forget something in the house. If you walked out the house and came back in, did she pray again?
Yeah.
She's like, St. James, you prayed already once. I'm praying.
Come on, man. I got shit to do today. Get your shit. Get out. I already prayed.
She's like, you're not gonna keep coming inside, outside. You're not gonna. You pick one. You.
Oh my god. Holy fuck. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh man. All right. One more time for St. James, y'all. Show some love. Where can we, one more time? Where can the people find you?
Instagram, Life of St. James, STJAMES, and then TikTok, and then YouTube, St. James Jackson.
All right. Fuck yeah. Man. Two very enjoyable stories. Thank you for those. I want to take this time right now. If you're enjoying the show and you would have, a prayer, St. James, make sure you donate to us at BL Comedy on Cash App and $ Big Laugh Comedy on Venmo, BL Comedy, Cash App, $ Big Laugh Comedy. We're gonna help him repent for his sins and pay his tithes. So that would be great if y'all could help out with that. I'm going to hell for saying that. I don't know why I said that. I don't play around with Jesus like that. I don't know why I said that. That's too much. Please forgive me, y'all. So we're going to keep this comedy show rolling. This next comic, I actually met him for the first time doing the other show that we have on Thursdays on the Big Laugh Comedy Network, which is Triple Threat. And his whole act was just getting high as shit. Like I've never seen this. He had like THC diamonds. That's what that was, right? Pretty sure that was just crystal meth. I'm pretty sure he just crystal meth.
I got too many chins for crystal meth.
But they have miraculously disappeared. I think crystal meth is working the way it's supposed to, Mike. No, this dude is fucking hilarious. You can catch him everywhere. He has a show coming out on the Big Laugh Comedy Network pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm supposed to mention that. I don't know if maybe I just fucked up something right there. So my bad, y'all. Mikey and y'all.
Hello, it's me. Yo, it was so funny listening to you talk about like wanting to try acid and mushrooms. I booed microdosing because that's silly. That's just like microdosing is like taking those drugs as like a supplement. Like if you want to take like a microdose of mushrooms, you don't feel the mushrooms. That's the point of it being a microdose. You're taking that so that you can get like a little bit of a brain boost. Like it's like, and if you take like a little bitty bit of acid, you should also probably know like a lot more about acid before you take a little bitty bit of it. I am a supporter of the macro dose, which is you just take a lot of that shit.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's the opposite of micro. Mike, I don't know if you know that.
Mike is trying to see Jesus.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get life over.
Yeah, I've died a few times, but technically that's what DMT does. DMT is just like dying. You get to meet God for a little bit.
All right.
And I did that a couple hundred times from October to March of this year.
Did you say a couple hundred?
Yeah, it's fun.
So I've been listening to the Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. He talks about DMT and stuff. And that don't seem like a drug that you're supposed to take a couple hundred times, Mike.
It's not. It sure isn't.
First of all, anytime somebody goes, yeah, it's fun, don't do it. Anytime somebody pauses and goes, it's fun, I don't trust it. You didn't sound happy about it. You went down on it's fun. You're like, yeah, it's fun.
It's
fun is
a lot more than just fun.
It's not a that's a crescendo. You're supposed to go up to fun. Yeah. Like you're not supposed to.
See, the thing is, one time I did it and I was at like a festival in the middle of the desert in California where they pretend the world ended. And this was like last year before the world had ended. So it was just people practicing on accident. And I was out there and all I had with me were mushrooms and DMT. And so I ate the mushrooms the first night and then the mushrooms were wearing off. And I was like, well, I can't do this sober. Like, that's crazy. So I hit my DMT pen and I was looking out over like the skyline and like everything just got real fractally. And I was like, I don't think I can ever tell what's real again. And so like that went into my brain and I was like, what if I never know what's real again? like, you know, in Inception when the chick like tips over the top and then she's like, well, I'm in a dream forever. That was me with DMT at Wasteland Weekend. And so,
Bro,
so
you
it's
just
fun.
said a
Just don't do
DMT pin.
that.
You said a DMT
Oh, yeah.
pin. I didn't even know that existed. I thought you had to go somewhere.
Neither
It's
did I.
like the edge of the earth to get DMT. Like you just have
No.
a pin.
Yeah, they started doing that. So one of the things that happened is it got decriminalized in, which way do I go? It got decriminalized in Oakland. Like all of the substances got decriminalized there. And because of that, people now can be a little more ingenuity with their delivery process. So when you take, this is too much information, but when you take DMT and it comes from the ayahuasca plant, there's naturally an MAOI in there. And so it lasts for like 18 hours. But when you get it in the pen form, it's actually doesn't have the MAOI. So it's only like a 15-minute trip. So that's why I said a couple hundred times, I'm not doing like, 3-day fucking shaman journeys in Peru. I'm hitting a pen, closing my eyes, turning on dubstep, and then just talking to God for 10 minutes. And then I'm like right back, so I did it on a plane one time. I did it on a plane in the bathroom. Yeah. Cause it was like, fuck it. Infinity Isle High Club.
Damn. That seems terrifying. Like I wouldn't want to be high on a plane like ever. Like,
oh, it's fun.
What? No, I don't even really like being drunk on a plane because you're already not in control on a plane. Like that bitch shouldn't be up in the air. And then you're just like, fuck it. Let's go talk to Jesus before I go talk to Jesus. That's
I guess, I think that's like one of the things that people drastically underestimate about white privilege, but that's one of the things that shows up in my life is I feel so safe in every situation that I'm like trying to make it more dangerous. Like I'm on a plane where I can crash. I'm like, what if I do drugs here? So it's scary.
Mike's like, nah, I'm trying to quick walk through a blood neighborhood. Like that's
Dude, I lived in a blood neighborhood in Dallas accidentally. And I found that out because I was talking to a cop one time and he looked at my address and he goes, oh, you own a gun, right? I was like, oh, no, I don't. And he goes, well, you live in 5 Points and that's the heroin area. That's where all the Bloods move heroin. And I was like, I don't think that I can trust a white cop saying Bloods like that. I don't think he actually knows where they are. But then like maybe a week later, someone got murdered in my apartment complex. And on the building in red paint said Treetop Pyru, which was indeed the blood gang that controlled that complex. So I was like, but also
anytime we can say indeed the blood gang, that is a show for me.
Indeed it was the blood. Oh my God. Dude, when I grew up as like a super sheltered white kid that loved rap music. And so I would do graffiti in Microsoft Paint on my computer. And I, of course, did them for the Bloods and the Crips. But I spelled Crips CRYPTS, like the Crip Keeper.
That is a quick fire way to get your ass beat.
Yeah. Well, if anyone that went to my school had known that was wrong, it would have been a totally different story.
Man, you almost made me spit out some good tequila here, man.
My bad. Oh man. Dude, before we get into my story, I do have to make like a very important disclaimer. No one should ever do any of the stuff I say or do. It's not legal, safe, good. Even if this is funny to you, please don't. Just don't. Yeah.
Hey, I think that should just be on everything that you're a part of, Mike. Like that's...
Probably. I am a walking disclaimer. And so I just feel like, I got to say that because sometimes people hear stories that I say and they think that I'm advocating for other people to behave in such a way. And I'm absolutely not. I think I'm special and I'm the only one who should get to do these things. Shit. Well, so the story I want to tell is from earlier in the pandemic. It was in June. I was at a buddy's 30th birthday party, and that's where the bender started. I went down to stay at an Airbnb in San Diego, and with me, I brought 7 hits of acid, 1 gram of ketamine, 1.5 grams of moon rocks, which is Molly, for those of you not familiar, and then about 1 ounce of weed. And then we also had 2 handles of vodka that we poured into full watermelons and then poured gelatin in there and made Jello watermelon slices of like super evocative slices. So that was what we were going into because we had an Airbnb for 3 days.
Wait, how long were you supposed to be there?
3 days. But it was 6 people, so it was like
that's enough for an army of people.
No, it's not. No,
it's literally an EDM concert worth of drugs.
Or Mike and 5 friends. But so we started there and we did that. And the problem, so one of the things I like to do when I do a lot of acid, when you take too much acid, that's where bad trips come from. Like regardless of what anybody tells you about bad trips, trips are all about set and setting. If you're a happy place and you take too much acid, then like sometimes the trip can go south. But one of the ways you can combat that is by taking a bunch of Molly, the happiest drug in the world. So if you take that and you're just rolling your tits off and while you're tripping, called a candy flip, it usually doesn't go bad. The problem is that Molly, MDMA, is methyl dioxymethamphetamine, which means that it is meth-based. So like, if you do too much of it, you start to get some psychoses. And psychoses feel a lot like a bad trip. And so what happened on this particular occasion is I had taken 3 gel tabs of acid and about 6, like 0.6 moon rocks. And I was just candy flipping my dick off. And and I'm looking out over the ocean in La Jolla and I'm just like, oh, fuck, I can see the waves melting. Like that's my brain not working anymore. So I was like, I should probably lay off of the hard drugs for a while and just switch to Xanax and booze. So, because like as long as you don't have any psychedelics in the mix, your brain can't go crazy.
No, Mike, you're wrong. Your brain can indeed go crazy. First of all, if you have nicknames for the types of trips that you're finna take, what did you call that? A kick flip? A fucking
candy flip. Flip should be mine.
A candy flip? That's probably, you shouldn't be doing drugs anymore, Mike. That is, I've never once been like, hey, I'm finna get a fucking trick flip stall over here. Like that's
yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Drugger too.
Oh my god, Mike's that nigga from high school. It's like, hey, if she doesn't come and you come inside of her, you can't have a baby. Y'all both gotta come to have a baby. That's just what you gotta do.
or if you say, no, you just gotta do it. You gotta do it in a hot tub. She can't get pregnant in a hot tub.
As long as she's on top, the gravity keeps the sperm from making it to the egg, so you can't get her pregnant. Hey, I don't want to be on top anyways. That shit's hard.
Oh man, Mike, you were over here with the kick flips. Last time we got those to Christ. You talking about I don't know what flip. You kicking down the devil's door with these drugs, man. This is not.
What makes it even funnier, I don't know if people can see it who are listening, but Mike looks like exactly how he sounds. It's funny. Mike has a skater snapback and some type of, I don't even know if this shirt is, I can't see it, but yeah, this nigga looks like he's done all the drugs.
He got fucking bleached hair too.
Oh,
and I'm covered in dumbass. I got a donut tattoo on my arm.
A donut. That's one of my favorite tattoos, though. I'm not even gonna lie. One of my friends has a tattoo that says "Yeah, boy," and that's one of my favorite tattoos. So, oh man. All right, let's get back to your fucking crazy ass, your highs that got names to them. I don't even.
Yeah, so I'm in San Diego. My brain is falling apart, and I'm with a couple people that haven't done acid before, and so I'm like, oh no, I don't want to have a bad trip in front of them. So one of the things that fixes bad trips and like all that is Xanax, but I don't really know anybody, and I'm like not in any state to contact find a Xanax dealer. It just so happened that a guy who had seen one of my shows randomly on Instagram and remembered that I liked Xanax, like lived in San Diego and had just commented on a picture I had taken of a bendy tree in La Jolla and was like, oh, are you in San Diego? And then messaged me and was like, I got the hookup. And so this random dude just comes and brings me a pill and saves me. So I'm fine again. So then we get into the ketamine and because that's
like if I barely made it out of my last trip, let's try to push the boundaries again.
Yeah. So I get into the ketamine with my friend and I I was doing it and I forgot how to. I pretended like I didn't know how to walk because I thought that'd be funny, and then I actually forgot how to walk. so I'm just stumbling around in the living room. I'm a big dude, so I'm knocking shit over, and people are trying to help me, and I'm like, okay, stop. And then I sit down, and I turned to my buddy and I said, "It feels like skiing down an alpine mountain." He was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, I pretty much love this ketamine. So then I had to the next day I had to drive back to LA and fly to Texas because my mom's birthday was in a few days. And so I was flying to come see her. And anytime that I fly, I like to have a lot of fun with it. So I'll take some Xanax and drink a little bit because like Xanax for me just shuts off the voice. It says, "Hey, don't do that." So and that's fun. So I get to the airport and I get past security and then I skipped to my gate, like a full on, like big jolly skip. And the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't want to skip my flight." And he's like, "I fucking hate you. Why? I'm at work. Why are you doing this to me?" So I stop at the bar, have 6-7 drinks, and then I get on the plane. And I always sit in the exit row, and I'm sitting on the exit row, and the guy comes up and he's doing the safety thing. And he starts talking about like the belt buckle. And I was like, "Hey man, I don't really understand it unless you dance." He goes, "What?" I was like, "You gotta dance a little bit or I don't really get it." This poor fucking guy's like, "In the event of an emergency, please place the oxygen over yourself."
He starts doing a TikTok dance.
Like, oh, this is fucking incredible. And so, then I'm, having some drinks, I'm talking with the flight attendant, and then I decide I want to go smoke my electric bong in the bathroom. So I take that in the bathroom and I have this video of me, which is so stupid. It's so many felonies. And I'm smoking my electric bong in the bathroom and I'm walking back to my seat and I go to put it under my seat and the top half of it falls off and it rolls under the seat in front of me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I like have to talk to these people like, "Hey, something fell under you." And they're like, "What is it?" I'm like, toy. They're looking because I look like a grown-ass child that would have a toy. And so then they hand me this big glass sticky weed smell thing. And they're like, "Here's your toy."
Like I said, yeah, it's a pocket pussy. It's a pocket pussy. Don't.
It's a gun. It's a gun. I'll be honest. It's a gun.
It's a bomb. I'm Al Qaeda. I just shaved my beard.
Right. What's funny? I also thought it's funny because the dude you made dance to do the whole like presentation. Knowing him, he's probably just as high as you, and he's probably like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, you gotta dance. He's like, "Huh? You gotta dance." He's like, "Oh my god, I didn't sign up for this today." Yeah.
I'm for sure Jedi.
He's high as fuck for sure.
Dance. He's like, "Oh man,
he's high as fuck for sure." There's no chance that a sober person goes, "All right, I'll dance."
Right? Oh my god.
So I get back to my seat and I put the bong away, and then I have a connection in Phoenix, and so I go to the bar at Phoenix to keep the party going, pop another Xanax, and then I run into the couple from the seats in front of me that I dropped the bong in front of at the bar. I'm like, "Let me buy you guys a drink. I feel so bad." And the guy's like, "Were you smoking weed?" I was like, "Yeah, I was." And he's like, "It smelled like weed." I was like, "Yeah, I can't believe I didn't get caught." He's like, "Yeah, us either." And so then we're talking and laughing about it. And I'm like, "Hey, if you guys ever want to check me out, I've got a bunch of comedy on Netflix," which I don't. I do not have that. I just like to say that when I'm really drunk. I just like to tell people I'm on Netflix. I think in my head, they'll go search my name on Netflix, and somebody working at Netflix will see my heat and be like, "Who's that? We should get that guy a special."
Holy crap. Holy shit. That's so funny. Can I steal that? That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's the dumbest lie to tell. Like, they have 5 hours to figure out whether or not you're lying.
Dude, I dropped that bomb. I told him I was on fucking Netflix. I told him how to spell my name. And then I chugged my fucking drink and I got out of there. And I had like 10 minutes and I went and got on my flight to Austin. So I go to fucking Austin So remember, I've taken all the Xanax, and it's really started to get to me, and I'm pretty fucking drunk. And I get there, and I remember, I needed to rent a car. So I get off the plane, I go to the rental car counters, and I just go, give me your fanciest car. And this dude at Alamo is like, I got a Camaro. I'm like, all right, bet. So I go and I rent the Camaro. I always get full coverage because I'm me. So I get full coverage in the Camaro, and I go to drive to downtown, and I hit a curb and blow out the tire because, all the drugs. And so I called Alamo, and I was like, hey, I got a flat tire. And they're like, sir, we're so sorry you have full coverage. We're going to send, the only replacement car we have is a Challenger. Is that all right? So Alamo sends a Challenger to me and then comes and tows the Camaro. I take the Challenger down to 6th Street, and I park down there. And then I walked into a tattoo parlor, and I got smiley faces tattooed on my thumbs. In the middle of a pandemic where you have to wash your hands constantly. So as you can see, they didn't fucking stick. The smiley faces didn't stay. If I put them together, they kind of make most of a smiley face. So I got those. I'm drunk as shit. And then I walk out of the tattoo parlor with my thumbs all stinging. And I'm walking down Dirty Six to try and find some people to hang out with. And I hear someone go, Mike. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. And I turn around, and it's the fucking couple from the bar in Phoenix. Oh, and they're like, shit. Hey, we thought we saw you. You said you were on Netflix, and we kept searching your name. We couldn't find you anywhere. Are you sure you're on Netflix? I was like, yeah. Did you spell my last name right? It's Birbiglia. B-I-R. It's just fucking Dipset. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I don't do Xanax anymore, but that's a night that happened.
Holy shit, Mike, we gotta party together. We gotta party together. I'm trying to get to this level.
Let's go. I'm down.
For y'all that like black people, all this, the story did two different things. For St. James, it made him go, I gotta party with this guy. For me, it made me go, I'm never been in the same room as Mike alone. Like, like, I can't trust you, Mike. You got all these, you brought drugs onto an airplane. Oh, which I've done that. I'm not gonna lie. I brought some weed onto an airplane, but never a fucking whole bong, Mike. A bong, bro. Like a bong. You brought a whole fucking bong onto the airplane. That is the whitest privilege that ever existed.
Oh, you want to hear the whitest privilege? Oh, no, go ahead, James.
I'm glad you said it, Brendan, because when he was like, we're surprised you didn't get caught. I was like, yeah, because it was a nigga. They were like, yeah, we're surprised we didn't tell on you. That's why.
We're surprised you made it to the cops that we called earlier.
We're surprised you didn't get shot.
So to the front of the plane. We just we planted our drugs on you because you were that close to us.
So like the ultimate of white privilege, I was traveling through Utah in the pandemic, and I always bring that same bong with me everywhere. It doesn't look like a traditional bong. It looks kind of like a lava lamp, and it's an electric bong called a Puffco, if any of y'all want to Google it. But so I had my Puffco with me, and I always leave it in my cup holder in my car, and I'm driving through fucking rural-ass Utah in my fucking little tiny red Prius, and I get pulled over by the state trooper. He goes, you know why I'm pulling you over? I was like, I have no idea. I was going speed limit for sure. And he goes, your windows are too dark. Like, what? He's like, the tint on your windows is too dark. Because in Utah, they don't even like dark windows. But like, it was so fucked. So the dude is like searching my car. And he goes, do you have any marijuana in the vehicle? I was like, no, officer, not at all. I would never do that. He goes, all right, well then why is there a bong in your cup holder? And I was like, oh, no, sir. That's not a bong. That's an essential oils diffuser. I'm from LA. It's got like lavender in it. And so I go to hold it up to him. He goes, like, don't get the gay on me. Like, freaked out. I fucking bong back at my cup holder. And he's like, all right, sir, where are you headed? And I'm like, I'm going to St. George. And he goes, when you get into town, there's a prime rib spot right up the strip. You got to go there. I was like, so you're giving me a warning and a dinner recommendation? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Cool.
Holy fuck. That's funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe he fell for it. It didn't smell like weed?
No, it smells like concentrate, but like I was smoking like, so they're like 99.7% THC diamonds. So like you only have to smoke a very, very small amount, and it makes such a very perfumatic smoke that it just smells like a kind of lemony, piney smell. Like when you hit like a really strong like dab pen, it's like the same kind of thing. Yeah.
I just smoke flower.
I could pull that off.
I don't smoke. I'm terrified of, like I said, the first time I saw that, I was like, that's definitely crystal meth. That is not not weed. It smells like burning rubber. That's not. Oh man. All right. So we're gonna get into the last part of the show. Mike's been smoking this whole time. I've been drinking this whole time. St. James, are you drinking and smoking right now?
I just started smoking, so
all right. It's kicking in there. We got some topics right now. This is actually one that I thought was interesting. This is more like a high conversation, but y'all are both high, so this works out. In your opinion, what are the top 3 most famous movie houses?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not good at stuff like this. Home Alone for sure.
It's in the name.
Yeah, that was the easy one. Top 3 movie houses. You got one, Mike? I got Home Alone.
I got Tara from Gone with the Wind. The house was named, and so many houses have been built to model after Tara. I lived in a home modeled after Tara.
Okay.
That's the whitest sentence I've ever said. For sure.
I'm trying to think like what
the house from Smart House.
It doesn't have to be, so it doesn't have to be movies only though. Also like TV shows. So like
the Cosby House.
That's like a row house though. Most people don't know what the front of that looks like.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a great point.
I was thinking Full House. Yeah, that's a famous ass house, right? Like people
go visit. RV from Breaking
the Wayne
Bad?
Brothers.
The RV from Breaking Bad.
To some people, that's a house.
Holy.
See, we're inclusive on this show.
Oh, one of the most famous buildings, the Hotel Rwanda.
I was gonna say the Wayne Brothers.
Oh, the condo. I guess we could do the inside of that place because that's like everybody knows what the inside of that looks like. Martin's apartment as well. Very popular.
Dexter's Lab. The house from Dexter's Lab and his lab under it.
Fuck. These are good.
I remember Mojo Jojo's place too from Powerpuff Girls.
I don't remember Mojo Jojo's place. I shouldn't have
said that one out loud. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
I think he just got put on a list somewhere, man. But all right, and then I'm gonna this one because St. James brought it up at the beginning, talking about losing your virginity, St. James. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about was your when you lost your virginity, was that an enjoyable experience? Oh man, Mike is looking like
I have the worst virginity story ever. So St. James, you go first because I don't want to ruin everyone's night.
Oh, mine was. It was okay. Here's the thing. The problem with my problem was I lost it later than I should have. This is the problem. So then you go in there trying to get it over and prove a point. To who I don't know. Still don't know who I'm trying to prove a point to. Probably my uncles who think I'm gay. I don't know why I'm trying to prove a point.
Like, I'm not gay. Look at me, uncle. Look at me.
Look at the video I sent you, uncle. Got the angles and everything.
It's just you and your ass cheeks from the back. I'm like, this is gay as shit. Nephew, this gay.
Hey, the caption on the top is I'm not gay. Just my ass. No, it should be the caption. Slap. Caption should be, you still think I'm gay? Oh my God. Holy fuck. So yeah, it was all right. I lost it in the park. Well, I drove. I sold my. I didn't steal. My uncle gave me his van for this purpose. Believe it or not. Got the girl.
What is going on in your family, Sam?
Yo, what? Well,
Yo, like, look, man, I'm tired of you being a virgin, man.
Why did your uncle have a van for fucking underage kids in? You were under 18, right? He's like, hey, this is the van for fucking 16-year-olds. You take it, say.
Holy shit. I hope he never hears this. Holy crap. Hey, man, he's a cool uncle, man. He just wanted me to get some pussy. I mean, I think y'all doing him kind of dirty. That's a pretty dope uncle. He's like, hey, man, you need some pussy, bro. You got all this acne on your face. That's some nigga shit. Why is it? Niggas have the weirdest reasons for you to need some pussy. Like, nigga, why you got all these pimples? You got to bust a nut. Nigga, I beat off 4 times a day. That's definitely not the purpose. So, yeah,
like,
nigga,
my nuts is busted, uncle.
You ever had a black person tell you some shit like that? Yeah, man. Why are you so stressed? You need some pussy. Well, that might be accurate, but that's always the reason for some shit. No, nigga, I need water and a good job.
Like, look at them dark circles under your eyes. You need some pussy, man.
Oh my god.
Your hair's so dry. You need some pussy, man.
Oh my goodness. So, got the van, and everything after that is pretty. Your first time, we ended up hooking up in the back seat. It was nothing special. I did pull one of these. You ever do this your first time? You ever come really quick and then keep fucking until you get the next one, that next boner, and pretend like you made it 5 minutes and you really came twice? That's that math right there.
No, man, mine was awful. I didn't come for like at all. It was like just hours of fucking and never came. It was actually a scary moment.
I wish that was how mine went. I wish that I did not come the first time. That would have been a lot better.
I have debates about it because I'm like, does it count? Did I lose my virginity if I didn't bust?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think it counts. I don't think it counts.
You sound like a woman now.
Lose their virginity for several times.
You sound like
most girls
lady
lose their
right
virginity
now.
until their late 20s.
Oh man. Oh, whatever, man.
So my first time, I was 16, and I had already been lying to all my friends and saying that I'd already been fucking like all the girls from other schools. I was crushing it. And then this girl that had been dating my buddy texted me and was like, "Hey, you should come over later." I showed him and was like, "Hey, what do you think she's up to?" And he was like, "You should go fuck her. She's a super whore. She'll definitely fuck you." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." So I got like his good word. So I show up at her house and my other buddy is there. So it's me and my friend and this girl, and we're sitting around drinking. And then we decide we'll just take turns. So I have brought 2 condoms because I always prepared. So I gave him one because I'm a good friend. But I get to go first because I brought the condom. So I go first. I finish, take the condom off. He goes, and I'm like, I want to do it again. So I go again, and then he also goes again. And then kind of non-eventful rest of the next few weeks. Turns out she got pregnant. And we were 16 and in Texas, so we're like, yeah, fetus deletus. Let's get that shit out of there. So that led to the very awkward situation of the 3 of us driving to the abortion clinic together, and then me and him walking up to the window and asking if they could split the check down the middle.
God damn.
Yeah, so I wish I didn't come my first time because that would have saved me about $150.
Bro, first of all, who loses their virginity in a train, bro? Like, that's not.
It was a tag team, not a train. It was I went first, then he went, and then I went again, and then he went again.
Bro, that's him. That's a terrible way to lose your virginity.
Yeah, but when you're like fat and 16 and desperate for anyone that will fuck you.
All right, that's actually a great way to lose your virginity as a
First
fat.
of all, yeah, I'll be honest with you. Even though I'm sad for you, there's definitely content all the time. I'll be honest with you. You running a train on a bitch for your first time? Goodness gracious. Niggas in the hood don't even do that type of stuff. Niggas in the hood, like, I take it, I take her to McDonald's at least. I ain't gonna the whole hood came through on the first time. Goodness gracious. I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm kind of jealous, but
that's like a rap lyric, though. That is like a rap lyric. Like that's
first time, me and Tyrone in that pussy. No lose.
Yeah, except it's clearly the whitest threesome because it was Mike, Ethan, and Lauren. We should probably bleep their names out.
No, man, this is live. I can't. I can edit on my end when we go to the full edited version, but this is live. Their names are out there.
They sure aren't. Those were made up. I tricked you all. Ha ha.
Holy crap. Holy
oh,
shit.
Man.
Their names were Tyler and Alyssa.
Oh, man.
Mike, where are you from again? Or where did you have sex?
That was in South Lake, Texas. It's like a north little suburb of Fort Worth.
Let me ask you this. When y'all went to the clinic, were they surprised? Or was this like a normal Tuesday for them? Or what happened?
So it was like a very fat old white lady behind the counter. And I actually ended up like using this on stage because it's the funniest shit that's ever happened
in my life, for sure.
For sure.
I changed some of the details of it, but this part is 100% true. When me and him went up to the window and I had to be the one to talk, I said, "Hey, can you split it?" She goes, "Sir, this is not a Chili's."
That is the title of this episode.
Oh my god.
Sir, this is not a Chili's.
Oh my god. Dude, it's so fucked up.
Mike, you can't make up a story better than this.
I know. The only thing I got to add is that I said back to her, "Yeah, no one comes here because they want their baby back. Baby back, baby back, baby back."
That's good. That's good to hear.
That part didn't happen. I'm not that smart in real time at 16, but that lady for sure 100% looked at two 16-year-old boys and said that with hate in her heart.
That is fucking hilarious. Oh my god. On that note, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. I don't think anything tops that. I don't think anything tops a chili abortion there. Man. One more time, Mike, let them know where they can find you at social media.
Instagram at the Mike Eaton. Hit me up there.
All right.
Or maybe don't. That sounds scary.
Maybe don't. And then St. James, one more time, where can the people find you at?
Life of St. James on Instagram, TikTok, and then St. James Jackson for YouTube.
All right, hell yeah. And I've been Ken Hamlet, your host of A Drunken Night Out. You can find me on all social sites at Ken Hamlet. And make sure you check out the podcast. Every guys are available, YouTube, Instagram, fucking iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all that stuff as Drunken Night Out. And thank y'all for listening to the podcast. One more time, if you want to donate to the show, make sure you donate to us on Venmo at BL Comedy and at Cash App $Big Laugh Comedy. All the proceeds will go to helping these people pay for their therapy sessions that they much likely need. A super fun episode of A Drunken Out. Make sure y'all, I would normally at this point of the show, when I do it live at comedy clubs and theaters and stuff across the country, I say, hey, you know what, drink as much as you want to tonight because they can't stop us all, but we're at home and we're safe, so drink as much as you want to because you're just gonna black out and wake up in your own bed hopefully tomorrow. So peace out, good night.
Drunk on stage.
I was performing at a bar.
Liquor taps into his emotion.
Here, have another drink. Come on. Pissing off the management and
Start drinking some more.